Hi, welcome again to SecureMenClub podcast. I'm Tom Tikka and this is Arimo Koivisto.
Hello, hello.
We're back once again with yet another story or another message. This time we hear from Mikko. And Mikko writes to us. Dear Arimo and Tom, I don't get along with my father-in-law. I never have. I see him as a bully who has no regard for other people's feelings. Yet I'm forced to spend a lot of time with him, especially in the summer when my wife's entire family starts going to the cabin. He criticizes everyone, how they eat, the jokes they tell, what they look like, what kind of movies they watch, the cars they drive, the clothes they wear, etc. I'm sure you get the idea. He is insufferable. To my wife, he's a godlike figure. To me, he is an unwanted presence. I'm scared that I will snap one day and tell him that he is a jerk of all jerks, something that my wife would never forgive me.
Yeah.
What is there to do? I feel like I can't take another family vacation like that.
Okay. Well,
Okay. Very difficult situation.
yeah, inside
Again.
of the family and now kind of the
Yeah.
relationships between the family, your
sorry,
wife's father, okay, and then how it affects between you and the wife. That's maybe one.
I guess
big
what
question
would have been
here.
beneficial to us is to find out how long is he spending. He's at the cabin or with the guy. He's making it sound like it's weeks. Or how long is a person's summer vacation?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. So
But even once a week, 1 week a year, and if the situation is that it's well, I can understand that it could be suffering.
No, I suppose the bottom line. If we establish the bottom line here, I think that everybody would like to at least have some say in how they spend their vacations.
Yeah, definitely.
But be that as it may,
Yeah.
the issue at hand seems to be that these two men, the patriarch of the family and this Mikko guy,
Yeah.
they don't get along.
Yeah, obviously.
They're thrown into the same space.
Yes.
I don't know if everybody around them has a great time. I mean, it sounds like that might be the case. But yet these two clutch horns, I sort of feel like if he's criticizing everybody, then maybe it's not that secure a space for anyone.
Yeah, or maybe the family from the wife's side, they are used to that.
Yeah,
And they
it's
kind
been
of,
like that
okay,
forever.
it's been like this and it is what it is, basically. But for him, it's something that he's not used to, and it's making him suffer in that sense. That's like he says that I'm afraid I'm gonna snap because he cannot tolerate that kind of behavior, or at least like it.
Well, it's difficult because one of the things that comes to mind right now is the relationship that Mikko has with his wife. So has this been discussed? We know that the wife will never forgive him if he speaks up.
Yep.
So what do you say if we forget everybody else that's now the wife's family and the cabin? Because I don't think time or space or place is any relevance to this. How would you start solving this?
Well, I think that, like you said, the core essence here is the relationship between still Mikko and his wife. As well, the wife says her father is a godlike figure, and now somehow it makes maybe Mikko uncomfortable because she is very how familiar with the father and his actions, how he treats other people, and maybe he might be even funny or something.
Yeah. Or
She might think
he might
something
have
like
sense
that.
of humor that they understand, but Mikko doesn't.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And now Mikko can't stand this behavior and afraid that he's gonna snap. So maybe this is now where to start, is to have a conversation with his wife.
Snapping is a bad thing about being in a confined space like a cabin, and you're scheduled to be there for 2 weeks and then you snap.
Oh yes.
You know, during the first day.
Yes, and sounds
God.
like that. This father-in-law is such a person that you don't have really constructive communication with him.
Probably not.
If you're gonna attack him, you will have a huge problem in your hand.
You know, we're not therapists, and we're certainly not going to throw out diagnosis. But this guy sounds like he's got a narcissistic streak.
Yeah, at least there is this kind of behavior which would be kind of interpreted like that.
Yeah.
But I think that it's good to start now, because you need to, again, we have talked earlier about these boundaries.
Yeah.
So your boundary is that you don't now tolerate this. So start a communication, talk with your wife, and they try to tell her maybe open, calm way that why this is bothering you.
Yeah, I mean, and remember that you can also make a compromise. You know, if you're going spending your vacations with this guy every summer, then maybe from now on you have a summer when you do something else, and then the next summer after that, then you're back at the cabin or wherever it is that your family gathers.
Yeah.
I think it may be something like that.
Yes, and
how important, by the way, is the fact that the wife acknowledges the fact that there is a problem?
Exactly, that's where I was going. I think one of the big things which might be bothering Mikko is here that he doesn't get support from the wife in this topic. So try to have this conversation so that she understands and accepts that this is a problem for you, and it's not making you feel good. Although, okay, we may also think that, all right, why do you care about those kind of things if you are kind of strong with yourself?
This is the thing that I wanted to bring in, the secure man.
Yes.
You know, after all, it's a SecureMenClub podcast. Would a secure, I mean, we're not saying that Mikko is not secure, because obviously he's been tolerating this for years.
Yes.
But suffering probably in silence too, but I mean, if you're very secure, does it really matter what people say about you?
Exactly. So, but it's of course different when you are kind of in your family, with your family.
Very much.
So then it those kind of words, for example, let's say that if the father-in-law says to Mikko something that why do you have to do that, or criticizes somehow. Of course, it feels different way when random person from work, for example, says that or whatever.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and also listening to that day after day.
Yeah.
You know, you're perfectly capable adult. Yeah. But yet there's this guy who's probably following you around and telling you you're not. So, I mean,
exactly.
You know, this is enough for anyone to burn the cabin down. You know, so
I can imagine in my head those capping dinners at the evening where the patriarch that is
the
orchestrating the thing.
Yeah, it's probably Mikko's fault that it rains.
Yeah,
but here's the thing though. Would you also agree that the relationship that Mikko has with his wife is the key here? Because I don't think that talking to this older dude who's been like that forever is really going to solve anything.
It's not. It's gonna, and it's actually it's not your job to change anybody. Yeah. Not your wife, not your father-in-law. Just the core thing here is the relationship between you and your wife. So try to take this topic, or don't try, do it. And they
try to compromise.
Compromise somehow and try to win the wife on your side. Yeah. So that, okay, you understand that these vacations means a lot, the family vacations, and I get it. Yeah. Yes, and no problem.
And I also get the fact that somebody wants to spend their vacation time with their parents. Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the behavior that's causing the problem. So our advice to Mikko is talk to your wife.
Talk to your wife, compromise it, try to make her understand your point of view, and then maybe find actually the real solution, which is that, all right, every second summer we go somewhere else, two of us, or then just... If she supports you even when you are at the cabin, And when she gets that the father-in-law is being nasty or something, she starts hopefully support you.
That's
and
right.
then you can tolerate it. You can tolerate basically anything from anybody.
I agree. That makes it completely different. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is our wrapping up. Again. It's our advice to you: talk to the wife.
Talk to the wife.
Well, once again, we're at the end of our time, but hopefully see you guys soon with yet another story from real life. Tom and Arimo signing off. Be secure.
Be secure.